So we're going to take a look at a debate that took place at Politicon just a few days ago. It took place between Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire and Chris Han, who is a political commentator who has a podcast. We're going to jump into a part of the debate where the two of them are talking about Trump and some of the rhetoric that he's used in the past. Specifically, they're debating about what he said at Charlottesville and the incident that happened.
I'm saying his words matter, and he needs to choose them better. He makes statements that move markets, offend people, get people to act in a certain way, and he needs
Chris,
to be better at it.
But Chris, look, we could all use better words. What I'm saying is, if at Charlottesville, if he explicitly condemned racists and white supremacists, we would agree that's a good thing. The president should do that.
His first reaction should have been that. His first reaction was good people on both sides.
In the very same paragraph,
good people on both sides is not condemning racism. There were no good people marching saying Jews will not replace us. Not one good person. Not one of those people was a good person. Not one of them. Not one.
Now, if you read down two paragraphs, as he is saying that,
he still said there were good people on both sides.
Well, what he's saying is,
and you know it, and I know it. That's what he said.
So here's what Chris Han is referring to about Trump saying there's good people on both sides at Charlottesville. Let's take a look.
And you had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name.
So there it is. That's what Chris Han was referring to, and that's what a lot of Democrats refer to when they say that Trump is racist. They often refer to the Charlottesville, and specifically what he said right there, that there's fine people on both sides. But now let's take a look at just a few seconds later in the same press conference what Trump says, which is what Michael Knowles is referring to about the people and who he was talking about when he said that there's fine people on both sides.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
So from that, he clearly says that he's not talking about the white supremacists or neo-Nazis when he's referring to fine people. And that's what Chris Han was referring to when he said that he's pandering to racists because he said there's fine people on both sides. But what Michael Knowles was trying to say, in which Chris Han wouldn't even let him get out of his mouth because he was just yelling so much, is that, no, he said, I'm not talking about those people. And that's just what the media overlooks in general. So next time you hear that Trump's racist, just go back to this clip and take a look, because he says clearly that that's not who he's talking about. Anyways, let's move on to the debate, and where the moderator kind of jumps in here. Clay Aiken is his name, and he essentially teams up with Chris Han to try and take down Michael Knowles, and he asks him all these terrible questions and just really does a terrible job moderating until eventually he just decides to give up and open the floor up for discussions from the audience.
Let me ask it this way.
Sure.
Are people who are marching and shouting "Jews will not replace us," are they good people?
I don't
yes
know,
or no?
I mean,
just a yes or no question. Yes or no? No, it's a yes or
Clay,
no question.
What a ridiculous question.
Are
Give me
people?
a break.
You can boo me all.
You know, the reason
No, because
they
are you
get
able
two
to answer the
liberals on
question?
one conservative
Yes
because
or
they know that
no?
it's a fair fight.
Yes or no? Are people who are marching shouting "Jews will not replace us"?
Nazis are
they
bad, Clay.
good
We
people?
agree. Nazis are bad. Okay.
Can you say yes or no to this? Are you capable of that?
I can. Hey, Clay.
Can you say yes or no to it?
Let me ask you a question, Clay.
I don't need to answer a question because I'm not on the stage.
Clay,
Can you answer the question? Yes or no?
You just asked me if Nazis are bad, and I told you Nazis are bad.
No, I did not ask you if Nazis were bad.
Of course you did.
I asked you to say yes or no.
Yes or no.
And I understand those are big words.
Really bad. Yeah, I think they're really bad, Clay.
Are people marching saying Jews will not replace us good people? Yes or no?
They're bad people, Clay. People who are Nazis are bad people, Clay.
That's not what I asked you.
I've answered this 5 times.
No, you haven't. You've chosen to answer it the way you want to answer it.
We'll go back in the tape later and
You're
see if I answer it.
rewording.
I think we'll be able to find that I did it.
You're rewording.
This is exactly Clay. What you're doing right now is exactly what the mainstream media did to Trump at Charlottesville. It's the exact same thing. I gave a perfectly clear answer, and then you tried to pretend that I didn't.
I feel so bad for you. I feel so badly for you.
Why do you
It's
feel
very
badly
easy
for
to play a victim. Let me ask you this.
Why do you feel
Let me
badly
ask
for
you
me?
this.
Hey, guys.
You can boo all you want to. I don't give a
Everybody.
Listen.
I think our rhetoric is too extreme.
Let me ask you this. Just here's a yes or no question for you. Does President Trump lie?
Oh, I think every human being lies.
I asked a yes or no question.
I know
Does
you're-
President Trump lie? Yes or no?
He lies as much as everyone else lies. Yes,
It
he
is
does.
amazing. Can I ask you a yes or no
But
question?
actually,
Does President Trump lie?
President Trump
honest in
lies.
office.
Okay.
All the time. 7 to 10 times a day, he lies.
So there it is, Clay Aiken just doing a terrible job moderating, being incredibly biased. And it's fine that he is biased, but it's kind of his job as the moderator to not let that show through. But that's not even the best part yet. It's coming up here at the end after Clay Aiken just gives up and opens it up to Q&A.
I want the guy to be honest on public policy. I don't care what he says in his personal life.
He was.
Before you start, since clearly the audience thinks I'm biased, we're going to let them ask some questions too.
Clay, you ran.
We're going to let them ask some
you ran
questions
for
too.
office as a Democrat. I think you have your biases.
I just want to point something out as a progressive who goes on Fox News. I'm used to biased hosts. I know you're not. I am. It's kind of nice to have
That's
one
because CNN doesn't
kind of on
invite
my
any
side right
conservatives
now.
on.
And by the way, you could boo me. I'm used to it when I'm in conservative crowds. I love you anyway. But Clay Aiken, man, he's like a national
Trust
treasure.
me, I
The
get booed
Mountain
all the
Boys
time.
here,
I'm
man.
not worried
Come
about
on,
it.
give him a ring.
I'm not worried about it.
Don't boo.
You know what? I'll say this. You know what I'll
Clay
say?
Aiken.
Stop it, Chris. I'm a big boy. I can handle myself. Come on up.
Okay, my question is for you. Do you believe, after observing this debate, that he was non-biased?
No, look. We know Clay Aiken. It's fine. Everybody's biased.
Okay, if you have a question about something other than me, then you can come to one of my panels later on if you really care to. That's fine. But somebody else, go on.
There's Chris Han just exposing Clay Aiken right there until he gets shut down. But anyways, I'd encourage you guys to go back and watch the full debate. There's a lot of other debates that are up from Politicon, but until the next video, peace.